No longer news that Chelsea has signed Jadon Sancho and has joined the team. In fact, he started training. So, in this video, essentially, I'll just be talking about where I think he can fit in, or does he even fit in this style of play in Enzo Maresca's football? Does he fit into what Chelsea are trying to do under Enzo Maresca? So, for me, I'd like you to, while you're subscribing to the channel, also drop a comment in the comment section and let me know what you think with respect to Jadon Sancho um, fitting into the team. Now, full disclosure for those of you who have been watching my videos on this channel, uh, Jadon Sancho, for me, is not the profile of player that I think Chelsea should have gone for during the preseason, in my humble opinion. I've been doing the summer transfer window that just closed, at least for English teams anyway. Because I think Chelsea had a main need that has been evident, pretty clear, from from during the reign of Graham Potter, extending into Pochettino, and now even bleeding into this new season under Enzo Maresca. This season under Enzo Maresca has been pretty clear. So for me, I didn't quite get why didn't do all it takes to get an actual out and out striker, because that's what I feel that this team actually needs, as opposed to a winger, a 10, the quality player. So the same thing applies to Jadon Sancho, just like I felt about João Felix. A massively talented player, very good on the ball, very good technically, skillful, has flair, brilliant. So in that regard, players like João Felix, Jadon Sancho, Pedro Neto are players that would add to the team. I think Pedro was a bit more needed, but if I had to choose between Pedro Neto and getting an actual striker like Victor Osimhen, for instance, I would have gone 100% for an actual striker, because the complaint all through Graham Potter's reign, Pochettino's reign, has been create lots of chances, no one to take those chances, no one to smash the ball into the back of the net. So while keeping that aside, because keeping the profile of player aside, I'll just give my opinion on how I think he would fit into Chelsea's system under Enzo Maresca. So for me, I think he'll be one of those players that would fit nicely in those 2-10 roles or advance 8 roles behind the striker. I think that would be his ideal position. I've heard a lot of people saying um, he should, or rather, he would play as the left wing. Rather, yeah, he'll play on the left wing with Pedro Neto, and then Mikhailo Mudryk will fall further down the line, or further down the pecking order in terms of that left wing slot. Now that's nice. That has some validity to it in terms of Mudryk hasn't been the best so far. I think ever since he joined Chelsea, he has not really been that great, apart from the Liverpool game, the cameo against Liverpool at Anfield. He showed sparks, he showed promise, but ever since that game, he's not really been that great. So, and I've said it before in previous videos that this is the make or break season for Mikhailo Mudryk, in my opinion. So for me, I feel like if he doesn't perform well this season, then it's gone. Then he should be sold or let go, cut your losses, and move on. But speaking of Jadon Sancho, I think he'll be better served playing in those 2-10 roles, behind the striker. And he's one of those wingers. He's quick, but not electric, in my opinion. So I think he's one of those players that you want to have that relationship with Cole Palmer, because he can come up with those interchanging passes, their connectivity, their link up play will be amazing to watch. Same thing with João Felix and Nkunku as well. And so that was where I would think he would fit in those 2-10 roles, and then maybe he can play out wide, just maybe, especially when you're coming up against teams like Man City, because Enzo Maresca has shown that when he's playing Man City, he wants to try to get some level of control on the midfield, because of course, Man City are a fantastic team, so he's always trying to find a way to get a hold on the midfield. So maybe he would give a player that has good ball control and can keep the ball a bit more. I think at least better than Mikhailo Modric, and slightly better than Pedro Neto as well. And because Pedro Neto is more of an orthodox winger, in my opinion, someone that just run the byline, put the balls in, look to immediately run at his player at full tilt and full pace. But I think Sancho has a bit more control. But I feel he's not even an actual out and out winger. He's more of a 10 that masquerades as a winger. So that's why I want to see him in those central roles. So against teams like Man City, if he does play wide, it will be with the intention of, helping the team control the pace of play by maintaining possession. So you could have your Palmer wide on the right. You could have him, and then have your Jadon Sancho wide on the left, and then they have those combination plays. But when you're playing any other team, apart maybe you'd say Man City, Arsenal. I don't even put Arsenal in that category. Don't get me wrong, Arsenal are a very good team at this minute, but I don't even put him in that. I don't even put them in that category of teams where you'd have to overly tweak the team to play against them. So for me, those two tens role, either him and Palmer or Nkunku and Sancho, Nkunku and Palmer should be in those places. That's where I think Jadon Sancho would be at his best for Chelsea. So for me, I want to ask you this question: what do you think about the signing of Jadon Sancho? Do you think is the right profile that should be in the team? And also, where do you see him playing? Do you even think maybe he can play as a false nine, or do you think he can play out wide? Where do you see Jadon Sancho fitting in? Um, so at this point, we've come to the end of today's video. This is a rather short one. Please do subscribe to the channel, click the notification bell, and share the channel as well. Button to click the notification bell so you're notified each time I post a video. For those of you that have been watching my various live streams on the channel, um, I really do appreciate it. I want to let you know that. But also, I wanted to say this as well. There are more shows coming up. So, next week or in 2 weeks' time, once international breaks are over, you'll be having the Premier League recap show that'll be coming up. And as well as you'll be having new Next Gen Ninja. I'll be talking about the latest Nigerian talents to, come up from Nigeria, either the domestic Nigerian scene or that play in Europe as well, or our dual nationalities that are eligible to play for Nigeria. I'll be talking about a lot of them, so keep your eyes peeled on this page for that show, as well as we'll be having the next gen Chelsea that will be essentially focusing on in the next generation of Cobram graduates that could make their way into the first team, like for instance Tyreek George, we've seen Josh Achepong as well. So we'll be talking about those sort of players and even more. So stick to this channel. Like subscriber count is growing gradually and steadily. So keep supporting the channel and do have a splendid rest of your day. Bye bye.